Alright, so for underneath the bus, right in the center, we've got our drive shaft. It's securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. It's straight and centered, and it's not resting on these hangers. Next, you've got your exhaust. It's securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and there's no signs of any leaks. Up here, we've got our frame. It's securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, no illegal welds, and no holes other than factory holes. So next we have our torsion rod. It's that bar back in the back above the differential. It's securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. And next, behind the tire, we've got our airbag. It's securely mounted to the bus. There are no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on it, and it's not leaking. Next, we've got our shock absorber. It's securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and it's not leaking from the center. That'll take us to our leaf springs with the front and rear spring mount and bolt bushings, and they're all anchored down by the anchor plate and U-bolts. They're all securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and they have not shifted. Going to our brake system now, we've got our air brake lines and ABS lines. They're securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. They're not leaking any air. And it leads us to our air brake chamber. It's securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and it's not leaking any air. On the front side of it, we have our push rod and slack adjuster. They're securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. If I were to chock the wheels and release the brakes, it would not move more than 1 inch. And then that leads us into our brake system and the tire. So our brake lining wouldn't be worn dangerously thin, no less than 1/4 of an inch. And our brake drum should be securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and free of any debris. And that brings us out to our dual tires. The tread is evenly worn all the way around, and they're evenly spaced with no spacers or any debris between them. So now we're on the outside by the rear axle. The tread again is evenly worn all the way around, and it's got no less than 2 32 inch of tread left. On my sidewall or front of the tire, there's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, or abrasions, bulges or cuts, and it's not leaking, and they're inflated to 105 psi. Coming down to my rim, it's securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and there's no welds other than factory welds, or no illegal welds. All of my lug nuts are tight. They're securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and I don't see any rust patterns that would indicate that they're loose, or shiny threads indicating that they're stripped. Next, I've got my valve stems. There's 2 of them. They're securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. They're straight and centered, and they're not leaking, and the caps are present. And then right here in the center, I've got my axle seal. It's securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and it's not leaking anywhere around the edge here. And then behind the tire, I've got my mud flap. It's securely mounted to the bus, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and a minimum of 8 inches off the ground. And I would inspect the rear axle on the other side the exact same way as I did this one.